The Rangiwahia Scenic Reserve is an ancient podocarp forest with broadleaf varieties underneath with lots of low-growing ferns, and there are also 5 different tree ferns within the reserve.
The most special part is the variety, the surprises that you go around the corner, and also the openness of it. It's a nice open bush, it's not closed in, and I think when you see right through, I think it gives you that beautiful freedom look, and it does give a very, very good feeling walking through the bush.
Doesn't the light just bring it to life? It's just beautiful.
This is a black pine, or matai. It's also got the Latin name there. It's a beautiful matai tree, absolutely stunning, big, long butt log.
Now here we have a red matapo. It's probably the biggest specimen that we have seen in the reserve. Normally you come across them and they're just little specimens like this. So that's a real treasure for us.
And we've just come up to this magnificent specimen of this rimu that permeates this forest here actually. The rimu is a very, very dominant tree and it's gorgeous. We found one of 3 totras that were absolutely a tremendous specimen that would have permeated a lot of this area from here to Raetihi. This is a magnificent specimen, and we've got 2 others on our walk. So it's really been a shot in the arm with finding the Northern Rata, another Northern Rata, and these big, huge trees. It's just wonderful to add to the character of this bush. In 2016-17, Manawatu District Council helped all our communities with a vision of where they are at, where they want to go, and this was a Rangiwahia Community Vision Plan, to open up our assets that we've got in our district. Now, none of us really knew what we had in this beautiful 130-acre native forest that was set aside to preserve the water catchment for Rangiwahia village, as the early settlers believed it was going to be a big town, and they had the vision and the wisdom to set aside this whole valley, but it had never been opened up for people to walk through and enjoy the majesticness of it. So here we have this gem right at our back door. There are no limitations to coming into it. So DOC were very good and they allowed us to put these pest control tracks in. And then Mary said, this is such a majestic forest, we need to name a lot of the trees so people get an education as they walk through. So we applied for third funding to put in all these labels, 70 odd labels, and then when we made the new track, because we knew there was a lot of the reserve that had not been opened up for pest control, and when we went into the second track we could not, it was hard to believe, and I've been in a lot of forests in New Zealand, this would have to be the most majestic I've ever been in. It is the most diversified into a lot of different tree communities.
I love this spot here, the Red Beach Cafe. There are other spots that I just love. There are just such special places here. We've just arrived into a black tree fern community, Mamaku, and it's the only community that we've found within this reserve. This is on the second track. There are 5 different tree ferns in this reserve, so it's pretty special. Wikipanga, it's the fibrous trunk, and there's another big one down here.
One of the reasons why we wanted to open the tracks up in this reserve is to control the pests. And we were devastated when we first started with the pest control. Our Tims caught possums, but the possums were stripped right of all of their meat with cats eating them. One of the problems we had was fallow deer. When we were making the new track, these deer were following us and they were ring-barking beautiful young remus, and it really did upset us, and we have brought them right under control, but they were devastating. But the stoats and the rats and the weasels and a lot of hedgehogs have been caught in here. So we have really and truly taken out a lot of pests over the years since we've started, and the bird life, without a shadow of a doubt, has really and truly exploded. So we are very, very proud of what we've achieved, but there's a long way to go.
What's your bird call like, Mary?
Awful. I haven't called any up yet. Steve's much better.
No, it hasn't worked today. A lot of wax eyes usually come in, and fantails, and even bellbirds at times, but not tonight.
We've got the little grey warblers, the fantails, the wax eyes, a few tomtits, bellbirds, tuis, oh yeah, more porks, the ruru, the wood pigeon, the kereroo, and we also have the help of a friend in Kimbolton, Anne, who has been helping us with the pest control. I don't know what we'd do without her.
We have spent a lot of time making it a very safe track. It's got cell phone coverage right through the whole bush, which is rather hard to believe, but it is. And so we just have it on our website, we're promoting it, and we are so proud of this bush that the early settlers left. As we come up out of this beautiful ridge and bush, we come out onto this beautiful lookout, and we called it the Rangawahia Lookout because you can see the village, you can see right through to the central plateau, Ruapehu, Ngauahaui, and right round to the northern Ruahenes, which is of course Mokai and Kalenzo. But it's a spectacular view, and it's really inspirational to have this remnant bush, knowing that it went right through to Awakuni right in day one. And it's a remnant that the early settlers kept. That is a treasure. It is a jewel in the crown of DOC reserves.
So one of the features of this reserve, that there are trees within this reserve that are of different species but grouped together. For example, here is a kamahi, that's a rewa, a remu, and a hinau. Normally the species group together.
I think one of the really pluses about the vision that's been fulfilled is that the community are right behind us, and it is a community vision. And because I've got the time and the experience to carry it out, and I know a lot of farmers have not got time, but they're there supporting us, and it's just wonderful to have that support from our community to help us and to encourage us. I would love to see school kids come through here and enjoy the beautiful forest.
To see the pests right under control, to see the bird life continuing to flourish, to see people coming in and enjoying the walks. It's such a buzz.
Well, yeah, we're just staying in Upper, and it's been a wonderful wee trip around, and
it's just gorgeous.
it's amazing. Yeah, definitely. Like the whole trail, like mind-blowing with all the different trees and vegetation and animals.
Well, what motivates us is that this is forever. We have a house and a farm, and once it's sold you can never get back to it, but this belongs to New Zealanders, and the future of our kids and grandkids and everyone can come through this bush just like that. It's don't need any permission, you just come through it and enjoy it. And I think that's the magic of it, is that it's forever. It's not just something that's temporary, it goes on.